click is ETG. Eat the goose. Eat the goose. Yeah,
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Don't shoot. Which I need some proof. Just watch my videos, man.
Video and then,
2 racks a
just
week.
showing all your 2,500. I said, okay. All right, that's good with that.
68 hours, so it was $2,075.60.
I work like 70, I don't remember, like 73, 74 hours. I made like 3,400, close to 3,500.
I made $2,001.
62 hours, and I had 2,400.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, man, y'all know what time it is. Here we have another winner of the 2 racks a week challenge. Here we have Sonny from the Bay Area. Actually, go ahead, Sonny. Go ahead. You could do your introduction, man. Let them know your market and which platform do you drive on.
Yeah, Sonny Fish in effect.
Okay.
Baby. Coming from the San Jose.
Okay, San
Code
Jose.
408.
Right.
East side San Jose, all my life, Section 8 housing. Came up. And my platform is LYFT and Uber. So whatever gets the job done. I mean, I'm looking into possibly sending out my card and doing some private ride share myself with the hotels and all that. So
okay.
So it's good. Just expanding stuff, you got to start cutting out the middleman of Uber and Lyft sometimes, because they take a big chunk of the share, but it's all good.
All right. And how long have you been driving?
Like full time, maybe 2 weeks.
Oh,
2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, so he's fairly new, 2 weeks, man. So let's get down to these numbers because that's what people want to hear. So driving in the San Jose Bay Area market, how much money did you make and how many hours did it take?
So I quit my job on a Thursday, and then I was watching your video and I was wondering, hey, how much can I make? So the first 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days, I made 1,600. And that didn't complete the challenge for the week because it was only a 3-day week. But the following week, I took it up a notch and did $3,000, $3,200. And then the next week it was approximately $3,000.
Not too shabby. And I'm gonna show them the screenshots that you sent me. And people that look at the hours, ladies and gentlemen, look at these hours right here. Bam, you see that 1,700. And that is what, March 13th through March 20th. And that's 56 hours. Let's go to the other one. The same thing. Bam, for on Lyft. That's 46 hours, 17 minutes, and it's the same dates, man. So that is over $3,000. So now a lot of people gonna have 2 questions. 1, how did you do it? And 2, how were you able to put so many hours in? Because that's a lot of hours. Probably the most hours I've seen since I've been, doing the challenge.
Yeah. So it all comes down to what you said, Ronnie. Market research. You got to put in the hours to see what works and what doesn't work. And during the last three weeks, I've just been around the clock. As soon as I get up, I need to know where all the action is.
Right.
How to use the platform, how to use the peak hours, the airport, how to work that whole system, where the surge is. When I wake up in the morning, I live in Santa Clara, so
okay,
I look at the surge for Lyft, and it's all lit up, and so I start my day with just basically putting what kind of shared rides I want, and then if I get a hit, then I'm out the door.
Yep.
Uh,
And that's a good thing because I'm familiar like with your area, Santa Clara. Man, it's no drivers out there, especially in the morning time. So it's probably always going to be surging.
yeah,
Especially if
yeah.
they have to go to the airport or like downtown San Francisco for work. So hell yeah, man, I
Yep,
like that.
and then we got Stanford down the street. We got Santa Clara University right next
Hmm.
door, and we got the Berkeley's up there. So
Yep.
man, it's all money, money, money to be made out there.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, man, uh, the money's out there, man. You hit the nail on the head doing like the market research. So obviously, like the whole market research aspect was something that you latched on to it. Uh, why was that so important to you to learn your market? Because a lot of people, they'll try to discredit me and they, but oh well, you're gonna have people out there driving all these hours. It's not worth it. They're gonna kill themselves and they're not gonna have time to do anything else.
Well, Rodney, you make like an average of 2,500, and you do 12 hours, um, and that's amazing. 12 hours a day for 7 days.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm new at this, so I don't know all the niches. So you just got to put in the work in order to find out how to work smart and not just spinning your wheel.
Right.
So you got to do the market research. You got to know the hotels that are basically out there that's currently sending rides to the airport and all these things. And then the little things like, for instance, if you go to the airport and you drop somebody off,
Hmm.
they give you some sort of pass where you're the first in line to pick up the next customer, and I never knew that was the case.
Hmm.
But once you get there, drop off the customer, they give you another customer, and you're out. And all you have to do is sometimes wait at the parking lot for like maybe 5 minutes. And I never used to wait at the parking lot for 5 minutes because I never knew that it's gonna be beneficial because you
Right.
could be
Right.
waiting 2 hours and not get nothing.
Exactly.
But today I found out. I said, "Oh, okay, let's just go ahead and wait at the airport for 5 to 10 minutes and see what's up."
Hmm.
5 minutes later, I got another ride, $60, man. It's like, whoa,
Oh,
oh. So that's how it works.
yeah,
Because I
man.
thought I thought all those
Mhm.
guys at the airport is just a bunch of chumps just waiting around and being
Smoking
lazy. Yeah,
cigarettes. Yeah, I
yeah,
see.
yeah,
Man, they've been doing the same thing for years. And you're right. That's what I always preach. Putting the time in and doing the market research because you have to know where to be, and not only you have to know where to be, you have to know where not to be and what not to do. And that's where
yeah,
trial and error comes in. It's like you have to take kind of like a scientific approach. You got to test different things, see what works, see what doesn't work. Then before you know it, you will gain and collect so much data, it will just become easier over time, and you don't have to spend,
right,
those that amount of time driving, in the
yeah.
car.
And so the other reason why I want to put in the hours, so many hours, is because I want to start silencing the naysayers because these
Mm-hmm.
fools out there are always saying, you're gonna kill yourself, blah blah blah. And all I have to say is 3K per week times 52 weeks, that's 150K.
Yep, that you could.
I kill
Mm-hmm.
myself for that if I have to. I got some stuff that I need to work with for towards right now. So
Right, right.
whatever gets the job done, I'm gonna do it.
Absolutely. And and that's the right attitude to have, just seeing the potential in this, and it all starts with, readapting your mindset, getting rid of those beliefs. And like you said, man, that's kind of how I started myself. I wanted it to shut the naysayers up, man, because I heard it so much before I even made a YouTube channel. I'm hearing it from people who used to drive, who get in the car. Oh, I used to drive, but it's not money, or my friend or my cousin was driving, they weren't making money. I'm like, how are they not making money? Like, what are you talking about? And I'm
Yeah,
showing them like I was making 2,000 at the time, but oh well, look how many hours. I'm like, oh man,
yeah, yeah.
these
So
people
I, I
got me
told I
miserable.
told one of my boys, I was like, hey, yo, man, three 3K, you can't dispute it. And he's like, oh yeah, but that's because you got a Tesla Model Y. I was on
Mm,
full. Looking around me, man. Homeboy has like a Prius, and
a
homeboy's like
Prius.
stacking cash like that, man. Come on. And so you gotta always have people making up excuses, and it's just freaking lame, man. Just get her done, man. That's what that's what I'm all about. Just stop talking and just get things done.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, man, you've been doing that what 2 weeks now, and you already, hit the milestone. Since you hit it so fast, what type of habits or disciplines you think, uh, like new drivers or existing drivers who haven't made $2,000, what type of mindset they should take into doing this challenge?
Well, it's kind of like being a Navy SEALs, man.
Mm,
Just adapt and get her done, and whatever, do whatever it takes to get it done. So if you're shooting for $3,000 divided by 7 days, look at all the bonuses that you have, and see whether you can pull like maybe $433, and don't give up until they kick you off the platform. And
exactly.
even if they kick you off the platform, you just rotate from Lyft to Uber, and you can like pull in 18 hours if you wanted to. So
You really could. You definitely you definitely
you can
could.
even do 24 hours if you're down, right?
Right,
So
right,
so do one app for 12 hours and do the other app for another 12 hours. And who's gonna say anything?
right. Nobody, not unless you falling asleep driving and
Yeah, yeah. So it's that's an unsafe thing. But if
yeah.
if you can do it, you gotta cram it, and you gotta cram it. So
But yeah, you are absolutely right. It's definitely unsafe. But if you break it down from an objective standpoint, that's the hours you're able to get. You get 12 hours on each one. So if you can't make money, how much time are you really putting in? And after talking to, hundreds and thousands of people, man, most people don't put the time in. It's like they'll have all these excuses and complaints. Then you look at their earnings, it's nothing. They don't put no like 13 hours, 12 hours, and it's Thursday. Like, what have you been doing, man? You've been bullshitting.
well, that's the thing, man. I think we're stuck in the TikTok
Mm.
what do you call it, attention span, where
Yeah, the short
if
attention
it ain't
span.
happening and you ain't got the patience for it, then you're just
Hmm.
gonna move on to some other things, and then you start slacking. But you just gotta remain focused, and you gotta do it,
Right,
because
right.
there has to be something that's driving you, and that's the most motivating thing that you
Yep.
need to do.
I was
Yeah.
just about to ask you that because, man, 100 hours, man, that's nothing to sneeze at. Because it's 168 hours in a week. You did 100 hours. So, what's your why? Like, what's driving you?
Oh man, what's driving me is right now I'm trying to start a business, and the business is not doing well. My partner, who I'm working with, he's not getting the job done, man. It's like a break even. So we do a Turo thing
Hmm.
where we have 5 cars, 5 Teslas. So I have 3 Model Ys,
Hmm.
Model X, and the Model 3. And this dude is just like breaking even every month, and it's been happening for the last 7 months.
Okay.
And I'm like, dude, you can't be breaking even and racking up the mileage on these things. I got
Yeah.
to pay these cars off because all these cars are under my name.
Hmm.
So there's around $400,000 that I'm accountable for.
Right.
If he gets sick or whatever, that's all on me. So
Yeah.
I need to make sure that I can. So the monthly payment is like $5,000.
Mm.
So right, if I know I can do $10,000 a month, I got that covered.
Right.
And if he's not handling my business, or the Toro business correctly, then I have options out there that I can that I can
Like,
do. So
yeah.
my plan is to make sure that I pay all those cars off in a year and a half.
Okay.
$4,000, man, $400,000, or get a cash flow to where I can sustain myself until I either pay off the cars, or sell off the cars, because it's sort of in the red right now. So that's
Yeah.
that's my one motivating factor. So my credit's on the line,
Hmm.
so I have nothing. Um, I have no choice but just burn my ship and just basically get it done
Yeah.
by all means possible. And if you own a business, you got to take responsibility and accountability for everything that you've done. It so uh, my bad was that I went into this too gung ho and
Mm-hmm.
not weighed
The options.
all the pros and all the cons, and what are the risks, and then it all comes down to like rich dad poor dad.
Mm-hmm.
You have your liabilities and you have your assets.
Assets. Mm-hmm.
If your shit is not making you money, then it's a liability because it's just sitting there, and you put time and energy into it. But if your stuff is making money, then you need to get rid of the liabilities, and get with the asset, because the asset is what's building you money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that whole Toro business is sort of underwater right now, and I think it's a liability, man, and it's going to
Mm-hmm.
hurt my credit because he's done late payments on my cars 2 or 3 times already, and that hits my credit, and I'm like, dude, this ain't happening, man.
Right. Right.
It ain't happening. So what's driving me right now is just gaining control of my finances, and making sure that I get things done correctly. And if he's not doing a good job, then I got to tell him, yo,
Okay.
you gotta leave
Yeah.
because you're not handling my business.
Absolutely, man. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly, how you feel. Damn, and that's a lot to unpack. But I like the fact how you pretty much hold yourself accountable. Because, like you said, man, your credit is on the line, and it's pretty much all on you because you made a decision to do this, and you're able to stay focused and keep yourself out there. Uh, yeah, what type of things in these past few weeks that you've been driving 100+ hours, and you notice you got all this stuff to deal with, all this pressure on your back. What have you learned about yourself from doing this challenge?
uh I've learned that I don't want to go back to the corporate world and have people tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Because one of the reasons why I left that whole thing was because I used to do I'm a first responder, EMT paramedic.
Hmm.
And one of the reasons why I left the industry is because they were telling me, yo, man, you need to get the vaccine or else you can't work here.
Ooh.
And I was like, yo, my body, my choice. What's up with that?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, screw this, man. I took 2 of the vaccines and I felt sick as hell. And then there's all these complications of cardio, cardio, my
Yeah, I think I know
myditis
what
or
you,
whatever,
yeah, I don't know.
inflammation of
Hmm.
the heart
Hmm.
and the tissues and all that stuff. And I had a coworker who took the vaccine, and is like, she has some sort of palsy where half of her face
Mm.
was numb, and she was like, her eyes were twitching and all that stuff. I was like, yo, yo, man, I ain't done with this.
Hmm.
So I was thinking, man, this is just one step to like the mark of the beast. If you don't take the mark of the beast, you can't work and you can't trade and all this stuff.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. So I was thinking, hey man, I need to go out on my own and be my own boss, and forget all this bullshit. So
Mm.
having that mind frame of being doing what you want to do, and not having people say that you got to take a vaccine in order to work. I was like, oh hell no, it's time to start a business. So start doing something to where you're the destiny of your own ship, not have people dictate what you can do and what you can't do, or whether you need to go to a funeral for your brother or something. You got to ask for permission. Come on, man.
Right. Yep.
So
Hmm.
that's a lot of stuff to talk about, but sorry, man.
No, no, no. You
Let's
you
keep it
you are
light.
100% right, and
Let's keep it
you know,
light.
yeah, I think a lot of people they don't really value, or maybe they don't really understand it yet, like the freedoms that driving Uber and Lyft can provide for you. Like you just said, man, if you have to go to a funeral, or you want some time off, you don't have to fabricate a whole story. That's what I used to have to do if I wanted some time off. Somebody in my family got to die, but such and such died. Can I get the time off? I have to go home, and you know,
Yeah.
and also you don't have nobody telling you what to do, and how to think, and you have to get the vaccine. you know you are, it's all on you. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's all on you, man. Like everything
Yeah.
falls on you, and unfortunately a lot of people cannot handle it. But the people who truly, do want change, they truly do want to work for themselves. They find a value and they work hard at it to try to change their life. And that's what the whole 2 racks a week, challenge represents. The money is cool, but the money is just surface level because the person you become in the process of doing it is that's when it's like a cheat code. You like, damn man, I made this. Did you even know that you was gonna work 100 hours, or did you even plan that, or it just somewhat happened?
Uh, I mean, once I got to the 2K, I mean, I was like, why not go for it?
Three.
And I mean, I was like, I I sort of knew in the past. I mean, I told you that I did it for 2 weeks, but in the past I've done it off and on to where
Mm-hmm.
I was able to make like maybe $400, but I just thought that was a fluke. I was
Mm.
like, it's probably just a fluke. And then the next day I would just like go on for like 5 hours and not get anything, and maybe like $100, and I'm like, oh man, this is maybe it was a fluke. But when I started doing it consistently and just putting the research into the whole thing, you just got to start believing. And when I started listening to you, and you're consistently for the last 2 or 4 years or 3 years, you consistently making that 2 rack, I was like, yo, this can be done. I can do it. Just have to have the focus and the mindset for it. And
Absolutely.
I got to give you a lot of credit, man, because I looked at you. I was like, man, Ronnie's the man. He can do it. Without a guitar and the piano, yeah, hell yeah.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But it's really that simple. And man, a lot of people, their thoughts and the way they think about and approach things, it's what truly holds them back. And I get it. People, they seek out information on the internet, YouTube, sometime Google, and there's so many people that's out there complaining. And now we live in a time it's cool to complain instead of put the work in and hold yourself accountable. Because let's say I'm pretty sure there are some truths to what a lot of people are saying, but what does that do for you? What does that do for your family? Like, who can you help with all these like negative complaints? And are you getting the job done at the end of the day? Like, that's what people care about. Like, are you winning or are you losing? Because if you're not winning, then only before you know it, your audience going to drop, and nobody gonna care. Are he still talking about this? Still complaining? Loser. Let's find somebody who gets some results and some positivity. So thanks for the kind words, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah, man. We appreciate you, Ronnie, going out there and then just spreading the truth, and
Hmm. Yeah. So now,
filibustering the myth about certain things.
yeah, now, see, like I said, man, you made it within like the first 2 weeks, man. Is it as hard as or such a milestone to even make this amount? And why do you think people don't do it in the first place?
Uh, it all comes down to a belief system, man. If
Hmm.
you don't think you can't do it, I mean, it says in the good word, you think, therefore you are. So if you think you can't do it, then yeah, you can't do it. If you think you can do it, you find a way to do it and you do it.
Exactly.
And when it's 2K, and I was like, man, 2K 7 days a week, man, can I even have that endurance? But you never know until you just do it. I mean,
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
you put
People.
yourself out there for 12 hours, and my goal was to do $300 a day. And
Yep.
so I put myself out there until I do that $300 a day, whether it means waiting at the airport or going to the busiest area, which is San Francisco and
Hmm.
Berkeley and Oakland,
Hmm.
or like you said, getting up early in the morning, like 3 to 4 o'clock even. I mean, I know you get up at 5 and start your day, but
Man.
I
So.
I
Mhm.
I hit that. I hit that at 3 o'clock, and I set the rides that I want to do. And if it comes up, then I'm out the door. If there's a ride that is going to the San Francisco airport from uh,
Santa Clara.
from Santa Clara, and it's paying me $40, I mean, to go from there to there is approximately 30 minutes, and that's $40 an hour. It's all good, man. You
Absolutely,
gotta
man.
make sure that you average out $30 an hour at least, if not more.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. I mean, just even it out. I mean, even though those $4 rides or $5 rides, I mean, those things add up.
Yep.
If you do like 2 or 3 or 4 of them within 1 hour, it's $30 and plus tips and all those other things too. So
Absolutely. Then a
it, it
lot of
all it all
hmm
counts. Plus
Yeah, a
the
lot of
bonuses.
times it and another thing that's not spoke upon, like everybody want to talk about the little cheap rides or far pickups, whatever. Sometimes you have to do it just because if you accept those rides, it will put you in a better proximity to get better trips. So it may not be ideal all the time, but hey, man, it's a $5 ride. It's gonna put me in a better area, so I could potentially get higher earning trips, and I get the ride, the trip for the Quest promotions. It's like I'll take it. People they never happy, man. You give them, they get long trips, they complain about, oh, they keep giving me long trips. You get short trips, they complain about that. So man,
Yeah.
people are never happy. But I like how you are waking up early and getting out there and attacking. Do you think, in your opinion, after like waking up early and getting out there grinding, do you feel like that it's easier to keep that momentum going throughout the day?
Heck yeah. I mean, if you do $100 to $200 within the next 2 hours, the first 2 hours of the thing, that's practically that's
It's gonna
practically
be a
half
good
of
day.
the day right there. It's a good day. You can even quit early if you wanted to,
Yep.
but all the money is there in the morning when everybody's sleeping
Yep.
and you're the only one out there.
Yep.
Uh, you, you just gotta wake up earlier than everybody else. You gotta be willing to do things that other people are not willing to do,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
get that job done.
Yep. You get out there early, and like I said, you got a higher chance of going to the airport. And I think it would be safe to say, in a lot of markets, I ain't gonna say every, but in a lot of markets, because people they fly out like early trips, especially out here on the West Coast. They have to fly to the East Coast or whatever for business, or if they are flying to the East Coast to find to be with some family or whatever, if they don't have much money, they're gonna take an early flight because it's cheaper. So oftentimes some of those flights leave at 6, sometimes 7 in the morning. So you have to get to the airport early. So you want to take advantage of that. Not only you taking advantage of those airport trips, but you get an early start. So let's say you start anywhere from 4:30 to 5 in the morning. By the time 6 hours go by, which could be half of your day, or 60, 70%, depending on how many hours you're driving, you got most of your day done. And some people just waking up or maybe going to work, or maybe they've been online for like, 2 hours or so. And it's a lot easier to keep that going, throughout the day, especially if you can make $150 to close to $200 within those 6 hours.
Right. Yeah. Having that $200 just motivates you to make more money. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're waking up like 7 or 8 or 9 o'clock and things starts to slow down and you making $9 and then for the next 3 hours you're not getting anything. It's
Yep.
it's like, yo, man, it's done. It's done.
Yep. Man, trust me, I've done thousands of trips. So I've done it when I wake up, 3, 4 in the morning, start by 4:30. And it was also times when I'll start at, 9:30, 10 a.m. You could pretty much make close to the same thing, but from a psychological perspective, it's totally different if you get that early start, because your whole day doesn't seem like it's just dedicated towards driving, because you could get home at a fairly good time and still have an hour or two to work on the next phase in life, compared to getting
Yeah.
home at 11, 12 at 11 p.m., 12 a.m. It's like, damn, I gotta get ready to go to bed.
Yeah, that early hour works great. But one of the things I'm experimenting is on the
Mm-hmm.
weekends where most of the good fares are like midnight when people are going clubbing and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I got to
Yep.
cut out that early morning and possibly maybe start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and then go for like the 12 hours. And uh just like on Saturday when I was in San Jose, when there was the Depeche Mode going on there
Mm-hmm.
and all the old fogies with the money were there.
Okay.
Oh man, I made like $700 on alone just on Saturday
Damn.
working that 3 to 3. And so market research, baby. Market research.
Absolutely, man. He out here getting it. So now y'all he said it himself, man. Market research. You got to put the time in. I don't know how a lot of y'all expect to make money if y'all don't want to put the time in. That makes absolutely no sense. It's like you try to go to, calculus and you can't even fucking do addition and subtraction and multiplication. It's like you already trying to get up here and you haven't even mastered, down here yet. It took me a while to, figure this out because one, no, I was just playing around with it. Then once I really started to take it serious, that's when I made the decision to, drive the maximum amount of hours. And I start to realize that most people don't know what the hell they're talking about. They really don't. They just talk, but they don't show
Yeah.
proof.
Who was it said? Who was that said? You got to learn to crawl before you have it. Oh,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. You got to crawl before you can walk, or you got to crawl before you can have it all, man. But before we get up out of here, man, leave them some like words of, some last words of inspiration or, some tips. Just because I know it's probably a lot of, new people who find the channel who are thinking about driving. Maybe they're in a bad place in their life or not making much money at their current job. And like, man, I want to level up, man. I want to do something else, drive, make money, you know, and just, I guess have some somewhat like a better lifestyle at least, some type of freedom. What type of words of advice would you give to them?
uh, there's nothing really to it, man. You just got to put in the hours.
Mm-hmm.
uh, 84 hours if you have to, 100 hours if you have to, but the
Mm.
money's out there. I mean, when you average it all out, $30 an hour, and you can make as much money as you want, or as much less money as you want.
Yep.
It's it's up to you, man. You're the master of your own destiny
Mm.
when it comes down to it. Uh, the bad thing about having a regular job where people are telling you what to do is that you get just complacent, and you don't strive to do more because you're getting the amount that you're getting, and you're not going to get any more. But when you do your own business, you can always strive for more, and you will get more.
Mm-hmm.
The more hours you put in, the more you're going to get. It's not like a salary position where they just pay you a set amount and expect you to do your
Yeah.
work.
Exactly.
With this whole thing where you put in the hours, you're going to get the money.
Yep.
That's all there is to it. So
Yep.
perseverance,
Yep.
perseverance.
The output matches the input, man. And you hit the nail on the head, man. Whatever you put in, that's what you get. And if you put the work in, trust me, you will be rewarded. There are no losses. Even if you, let's say you try your hardest, you drove, 60, 70 plus hours, you can like then you could critique and be, all right, let me try this different. Let me do this different. Like you still win. Because I'm pretty sure if you do more hours, you're going to make more money than what you normally made. So you won right then and there. So there are no losses when you do this, man. So
Yeah. So I used to do jujitsu, and I used to get tapped out all the time.
mm-hmm.
And and then the one thing that I've learned was that you only lose if you lose the lesson.
Yeah.
So if you learn from the lesson, you're all the more better for it. And what doesn't kill you will make you stronger, man. So
Absolutely.
word to the wise.
Absolutely. I like that, man. And you only lose once you,
If
yeah,
you
I'll
lose
say,
the lesson.
you say that again?
So you only lose if you lose the lesson.
Yep. If you lose the lesson, or once, yeah, you lose once you lose the lesson, or you lose once you accept it as a loss, man. So it's pretty much the same thing. But I want to thank you once again for coming on. Sharing your story. 2 weeks in already out here. Hitting 3 racks. Forget 2 racks. He went above and beyond. He has the most hours I've seen from a person who have done this. So congratulations on that. And it's good to see, a fellow Bay Area resident, uh, you know, because I think you may be the first one. As surprising that is, man. I don't know why, but you're the first one from the Bay Area who I've done the interview with. So congratulations.
Yeah, man, we gotta meet up since you're in the Bay Area.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Yeah, I'm
no.
gonna talk to you about that after this. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, here we have another winner from the 2 racks a week challenge. Y'all know what to do, man. Get out here and get it done. No excuses. As simple as that. Drum roll. Guitar. Piano. All right, drive safe.
Ronnie Speed, yeah, Ronnie Speed, 60 hours.